What's going down, Space Cadets? And today, No Man's Origins comes out with a brand new update. I know it's been quite some time, and some of the fans in the community were like, hey dude, you should totally go back to No Man's Sky and do some patch note work. And I was like, you know what? I totally should. So, my name's Mac here at the MacGyver7 channel for people that are new. And we'll be looking at what is entailing inside that from the NMS site. So let's go ahead and jump into some game-related news. So let's go ahead and take a little bit closer look away from this Infinity fabric and jump into the closer overlay. As you can see, they've had 3 patchwork to the Origins, and like I've played Origins and I like it. I found some volcano geographic awesomeness. I'm going to already plan another episode. That's how excited I was to get back to it, and a lot of people loved it. Like analytically, like gaming wise, a lot of people really like me playing NMS, so I'll do that. But today we're doing patch notes, and what entails inside that situation is, well, a lot of stuff. As we zoom in, because NMS just leaves it so tiny, so tiny. But there's a lot of issues that it's going to basically fix. The vegetation inside the plants is being one of the bigger issues for as far as the spread thin inside of the viewers of the distance. Now, as we move past that situation where it was spread a little too thin for the distance in the view for the vegetation, which I did notice there was some fragmentable points that were kind of out there. It also fixed the missions where they're selectable and the move on one step for as far as the story goes, and that's always been kind of an issue with NMS. I've always noticed anytime they kind of update, it breeds a lot more bugs and the story is always affected. But it's cool that they're very quick to fix this. I'm very excited to see the changes. I might actually maybe go to the storyline instead of just exploring and building stuff, but you know me. I love to build stuff on that place we call No Man's Sky. But looking on the situation for as far as the checkerboard patterns and appearing in the textile portions of the terrain in the frozen volcanoes, I'm excited too, because that was one thing I did notice. There was some of the volcanoes definitely did look a little bit more textiled in the situation for as far as the glitches that were fixed were these stretch polygons inside the grass. So a lot of terrain fixes. As we're looking inside of the situation and scrolling down, we can see that the vegetation and the portion of the player or the creature, so it just means interactions more than likely for the displacement. The planetary archives inside the vaults, where the rarities and saves were kind of like a little bit unfortunately bugged, but they looked through that and got to the fixing board. On top of that, now for as far as the back out button, for as far as like selecting leave option in the interaction, some VR fixes came into it for the multi-tool. They also looked at the analyst visor for the distance inside the marker, where they are now showing the fading out for as far as what's happening with that. We're looking at top of that is a difficulty summons in the starship on some planets. On top of the personal force fields, the activated point of the analyzer visor, which was kind of a little bit, I noticed different, and I was liking it the way it was kind of looking comparatively where I came from with the 2.0 sagas of No Man's Skies. And then looking at for as far as the teleporter in the galaxy and the visible portion of the teleporter page. Fix some specific console things for Xbox players for the waypoints in the Discover page, and PC players also prevented thumbnails from showing in the teleporters. Now looking outside of more of a VR fixes, you can see that the keyboard is now supported on top of there for as far as Steam. Cool. Looking on top of that for as far as fix an issue where the VR desktop overlay would spin the camera. Now that seems like it would be really ridiculous. You would just be like getting dizzy and sick. As we scroll down, we can see that the list continues for as far as the fixes that ensue. For the incorrect discovery and the encounter for as far as the appearance on the planets where nothing has been discovered. Looking on top of the information in the registry and the display system, it also made a difference for as far as the naming and the planets, vice versa. Looking at the situation for the caused incorrect thumbnail to display on the discovery page. The discovery page is just littered in this, as we can kind of see the immediate portion for as far as the detail. So I mean, pretty much to sum it up, it just seems like they just visor had a thumbnail issue. Looks like for as far as the creatures in appearance and the incorrect portions for as far as the discovery page. So basically, the discovery page was a hot mess, and No Man's Sky sincerely fixed it, from flying creatures down to jellyfish that were going the wrong way and swimming stuff. Okay, that was actually not the discovery page, but I thought that was a nice little segue as we SpongeBob our way past that paragraph to the next fix issue point. The frozen dead worlds to be reported overly warm temperatures. What the frizzle? Like seriously, that's some Magic School Bus stuff. Like you go to a cold planet, so cold it's hot, like, you know, grass on fire hot. See, that planet's cold, technically, the one I'm on there on top. Anyways, moving on. Looking outside the situation of the weird bipolar planet, we're looking at the situation for its fixed issues that caused the ship to teleport inside the building. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. In the visitor's base. You imagine that? You're like, hi, how are you? You're parked on my desk. Yeah, I know, I'm just as surprised. Looking at the portion of ships in the land inside of the planet's surfaces now would crush objects as they land. Oh no, those poor planets. That's probably why they were revolting back with pixels. Fixed an issue where it caused the oxygen plant in the carbonated portion of crystal to always kind of award too much of the substance on the plant. Yeah, I noticed that too. I thought it was like something they were going for, but I guess it just kind of started growing like weeds everywhere. Fixed the issue for as far as caused the player to have various Oculus warps into the systems instead of planets, and fixed the issue where the Valkyrian smugglers would say "Gah," because, you know, that's the worst thing that they could say all the time is "Gah." You have no clue. It's very confusing. On top of that, we have some more fixes coming into it with rumble issues for the sandworms and multiplayers, which were pretty cool. Looking at the distance and thunder audio to only play occasionally. Fixed an issue where the audio when creatures icon decon patterns of the data paddocks. Looking at the exchange for as far as the planetary archives, volts now correctly awarded and stand inside of the relevant factions of that situation. Fixed also issues to block players from utilizing the Volt and the planetary achievement multiplayers. Increased the likelihood of meteor showers on dead planets, because that is really cool. Actually, I've seen that a few times. I was really drawn into it. Fixed the number of clipping issues in the UI. That was definitely an issue I noticed too. Fixed a number of text issues and mirroring error issues. Now coming down a little bit farther on the patch note list before this ends up ending, and we are back on our No Man's Sky playing days. For as far as fixed issues with the photo mode, and it covers the options for the unavailable on some planets. That sucks. It was luckily available on the planet I was trying to do it on. Improved the photo mode for as far as the accelerated portion and fine tuning. You can adjust that a little bit more. Added reliability for the camera and photo mode. Fixed an issue where the screenshot would crop on the wrong FOV. And looking at the weather warning decal and no visible portion for photo mode. Fixed the number of flickering issues for as far as the DOF and the control photo and the props of not being shown in the highlighted possible details settings. Fixed a number of memory related crash for consoles, so it just wasn't utilizing that RAM correctly, and the issues that could cause poor frame rate on the PC for VR. Also, PC users in the window hardware accelerator enable would only see a white screen on boot, which would suck because Windows hardware accelerator is kind of a death for some things. That's why I usually tell people leave it off, especially after I did my patch notes on Nvidia and AMD. It's not a good look, but you guys and gals can always watch that later on if you want to. That's not what we're here for. For as far as the last rare stock portion of what entering the ship and the moment you die. Oh no, just so crazy. But everyone, thank you so much for sticking in for this very cool patch note of 303, and I'll be looking to play some more No Man's Sky in the near future. If you're new to the network, you can always like, share, and subscribe. And if you do today, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, they'll make another Star Trek movie. I actually like those. I thought they were pretty neat. I think that Star Trek's pretty cool. Same thing with Star Wars. I'm just a star dude, you know? I like to explore and go boldly where no man's gone before, or no sky's gone before, or no person, to be fair. But anyways, everyone, I'm out. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you guys and gals in the near future.